would you alert the priest? Aren't we here to stop the priest? Here we go. Sentinel Prime. Ancient arena is a holy place to the people of Argent D'nur. Constructed in the earliest days of their history, the Colosseum served as a proving ground for trial by combat. Historical records indicate that the Argenta did not jail their own kind, rather, prisoners and criminals were granted the right to earn their chance of regaining honor through victory in the arena. Those who succeeded were given a place to fight in the front lines of the Sentinel army, to die in service to Argent D'nur. The traditional use of the arena has subsided since the assimilation with the Dark Realm. The corrupted priests now allow more violent exchanges, with armed captives pitted against demons for sport. The priests of the Order D continue to hold undisputed power on Argent D'nur. Spill in the blood of the Argent Ascended class will result in the transgressor's banishment. Asylum amongst the Argenta will be denied to any who do not adhere to the rules of engagement. No challenges available. Okay. Suddenly experiencing
We
a
found him in the
memory of his.
valley, just outside the castle walls. He was badly wounded and wearing this.
Guts. Huge guts. Kill them. Must kill them all.
He has fight in him yet.
In spite of his injuries.
Send him to the arena. Let him be judged like the others.
Jeez. History of the Sentinels, Part 4. Time of King Navik. As the Argenta secured peace and safety through dimensions across time and space, an outlander came to us. He was not of our world and spoke an ugly tongue. How he first took step upon our land was unknown. Sentinel scouts had found the outlander bloodied, clawed, and near death, mumbling of impending doom in the forces of darkness. The scent of blood followed him, and the gore that stained his armor seemed not entirely his own. By Argenta law, the stranger would be judged in the Colosseum, where he'd be given the chance of all who stray from the path to fight for his freedom. We knew not of this stranger. His mind seemed crippled with rage. He dressed in attire not suited for our lands and carried munition of arcane origin. We watched as his will overcame his injuries, and in the blood arena he proved his worth. The Outlander's technique was crude and brutal, but the determination in his charge echoed that of any true-born sentinel. His war cry echoed through the Colosseum as did the sound of his fury, and the guards cheered his banner. Rip and tear, they shouted, as the beast pushed beyond mortal wounds and certain death. He would be gifted no rank, no title. The survivors in the arena were provided only one reward, the right to earn an honorable death while spreading the blessings of the Makers to those in need. The Outlander's determination was witnessed, his ravings documented, and through the word of the Order D, the Khan Maker had him brought before her. She set her minions to learn in his tongue, for with his ugly words he spoke of lands unseen, creatures born of fire in a dark place unknown to the Queen and her caste. Yet another opportunity to expand the gift of the Makers to those in need.
I offer you, O great powerful one, a sign of truce.
Really? What are you growling for over there? Another codex. On the eve of the Black Star, the Dark Ones came from a world beneath our own, not through ship nor ephemeral vessel, but through the fabric of dimensions. Out of swirling, fiery gates came horned beasts from a timeless region. Or realm, I guess. First one, then many crashing waves of evil swelled from the obsidian forest of the Argentinian overlands. The Alorum clans from the eastern mountains fell first to the black hordes of devils, and the city of Talorum was slung under the weight of their charge. We sentinels rose to meet the beasts with spear in hand, the might of the holy fleet striking back at the demons, but the dark gates from whence they came gave birth still to even greater hordes. A line of blood was drawn with the fallen of both sides, and the unholy wars began as the time of darkness came upon us. So we're in a forge.
I know of what you have left behind. Go back to it then. Leave this crusade. You cannot save them. They have asked me for this, and so I give it to them. If you let the priest live, then I will return to you what the demons took from you so long ago. You need only turn back, and it will be yours again. All the pain you carry will be gone.
Pretty sure that's not how that works, lady. History of the Sentinels, Part 6. Unlike enemies of the past, we could not contain the demons emergent from the Dark Realm. Their weaponry was not conjured from machine steel, but from the essence of their very being. A dark magic not known to us in our many conquests. Had we grown overconfident, our victories serving to dull our blade as we drank in the glory of our expanding empire? Lost, we knew not of how to prevail against this foe. The Maker God stood perplexed, and our engineers and priests scrambled to find the advantage in battle we so desperately needed. Unknown to the enemy, we were pushed to the brink of defeat, and our gods stood with us as we worked to find the answer. The Order of the Deeg were the first to unlock the mystery of these foul creatures. The priests were able to capture several of the beasts and set about to identify the source of their power. It was then that their essence of the Dark Realm was discovered. Not wholly unlike our own, this power was the life essence that flowed through their twisted form and powered their attacks. It could be harnessed to power our own weapons, giving the Argenta the chance to combat the demons on even footing. The priests believed that with greater knowledge of the essence, we could discover its source and cut it off from the demons to strangle their armies from within, allowing us to regain the advantage we required for victory on the battlefield. The Khan Maker gave blessings to our majesty and directed the priests to delve deeper into the mysteries of the Scarlet Elixir from the demonic realm, for she sought only to return balance to our universe. Proper assimilation was required, as hell stood beyond her influence. After great effort, the priests discovered more than they ever hoped for. They learned the true nature of the demonic energy and how it could strengthen those skilled enough to harness its power. The energy coursed through the malformed bodies of our relentless enemy could be used to end life or to enhance it. The power to heal, to mend, immortality, knowledge, and enlightened faculties beyond our understanding. With the demon's life force in the skilled hands of the Sentinel priests and under the righteous gaze of the Khan Maker, our people would not only rise to victory over the unholy land that clawed, or unholy horde that clawed at our walls, we would move to a higher plateau of existence, ushering in a new era of military science and industrial healing. No Sentinel would grow sick, no Maker would need to suffer the transfiguration they so feared, all would be risen. None could ever oppose our peaceful ways and threaten our world again. True balance over hell and its legions, over space and time in this world and all others. We would dictate the order. United with the Makers, we would find peace eternal. Pretty sure that didn't work out for you. Khanmaker demanded a tithe of the essence, and driven by her desire, the priests submitted themselves to her will. The Order of the D took counsel with the king, speaking only of the spoiled land sure to be found through the cleft in creation, and the opportunity to purge the new invaders from Argent D'nur. We took the war to their cursed land, pressing through the gates of wizardry. There was one among us who seemed to know the true nature of these foul demons. It was the Outlander, the stranger who had come to us from places unknown, he who had survived in the front lines far longer than any Sentinel-born prisoner had before. His passion for battle against the vile horde was evident, his lust for their destruction matching our own, though Argent D'nur remained a foreign land to him. His fervor caught the attention of the Inquisitors of the Sentinel Guard, some whispering of a suspected allegiance he held in secret with the demons. Silencing the critics, King Navik deemed him worthy of selection. The signifiers brought a commission to our king, and it was decided that he be lifted from the common rabble. Though no arena-born prisoner had ever been granted the honor, the Knight Sentinels broke tradition and deemed the Outlander worthy of training. A number of disciples grumbled and chafed at the barbarian present in their ranks, but in the war with the demons, all opportunities for even the slightest advantage were to be considered, and as they witnessed the stranger spar with their hallmasters, they found in him an undying, unrelenting compatriot. This man was an outsider, friend to none, and yet rose each time he was thrown to the dirt of the circle. Battered and bruised, his brow stained with blood, he rose with grim determination for the chance to face his enemies in armed combat once again. Time passed as the stranger was instructed in the codified matrices of their order, the ancient lessons of battle and brotherhood taught to all sentinels. He could sense the opportunity before him. Soon all of hell would feel his wrath once again. Satisfied that he would not be a detriment to their prowess, the Knight Sentinels granted him his wish as they ventured through the hell gates with the stranger in tow. They knew no rest, fighting in the unnatural elements and training under the blood moon of the night. The stranger suffered exhaustion, wounds, and sickness, but asked for no aid and was offered none. 3 times the Knight Sentinels ventured into the gate and back, and upon every return the stranger strode more capable than before. His gait locked its step with the march of the Sentinels. Undisciplined and now-controlled lust for demon blood ever present, the passing of years and innumerous battles with the devils indentured the stranger to Argentus' mightiest warriors, and no longer did they condescend to him as a new-blooded conscript, for to them he had become a brother in arms forged in war, an ally and a weapon. Might need to refill my drink real quick, because I've been speaking that whole time. Apparently that was the secret. There we go. I knew I'd figure it out. They seem to be giving me an easy level now. Or at the very least...
The humans, I do. Theirs is a hard role to play. But I too have a world to save. Without their souls, there can be no hell energy, and the Argent will cease to flow. I cannot allow this to happen. You will not stand in the way of Erdak's progress. This is how it has always been done. It is not for you to deny us our chance at prosperity.
It's my freaking enemy. I can do whatever I want. There we go. Okay, secret down there, secret up there, and another life. Okay, Codex entry part 8? Okay, never mind. We kind of jumped. I think. No, never mind. We didn't jump. Okay. As we warred with the beasts, the Argenta Society grew under the watchful eye of the Makers and through the endless power of the Essence. While our generals were consumed with the unholy war, our culture was marked by the beautiful potion the enemy had brought us, the sweet elixir. It brought us immeasurable capacity and empowered us to reach farther into dimensions once thought to be beyond our grasp. Under the direction of our maker gods and the engineering of our high priests, our weapons blazed and our war machines stormed. The thrones of the populace drank deeply from the wells of energy unveiled by the priests, but we of the Night Sentinels took no part in their abundance. Some among us whispered accusations and warnings against this manner of progress, but they were quelled, as it was not our role to dictate the future of our people, only to defend it. Here we go. Nice, we got 3 extra lives. Another codex. As the Black Star ascended to its zenith, King Navik sat restless on his throne as a howling darkness began to assemble just beyond the mountain rise. To the east, the blight came upon us in droves, flooding forth from the Hellgate with merciless fury. They brought with them a monstrous titan, the Dreadnought, a beast to rival the stature and menace of even the mightiest ancestral. The grotesque giant laid waste all before him, crushing all in his path. This was a total demonic assault, striking at the heart of Argent D'nur as never before. How is it that the behemoth could pass through the demonic gate without warning? We would never know, though the Night Sentinels believed treason was at play. Caught off guard, the Sentinels scrambled, late in defiance of the Titan and his horde, and with this coming, the holy city of Taras Nabad prepared for judgment. With the onslaught of the demons massed in the sprawling shadow of the abhorrent fiend, the city shook to its foundation. None were spared, save those that fled north. The vile swarm ransacked our temples and palaces, burning our towers, and feasting on the souls of our clergy. Yet the Night Sentinels rallied and held fast against the demons, though they were pushed back and corralled at the blood arena. As the dark of night descended, their swords remained potent and shred the enemy multitude with abandon. Amidst the unyielding rank of the Sentinels, when all their apprentices had fallen in battle, stood the Outlander. Rip and Terry roared, ferocious in battle. The remaining conscripts of the arena stood in awe as they witnessed the beast who had once raged within their very cells, now armored alongside the shoulders of his Sentinel brethren. He had risen where none others had before, a true-born Sentinel fighter, the very best among them. But though the swarm fell before their assault, the Titan remained invincible, for none could tame the behemoth alone. In the hours before dawn, as the Night Sentinels weathered the relentless assault, the Outlander held his ground at the foot of the Great Wall in the northern bend of the castle. Seeing his unending vigor, Samur, Chancellor to the Mother God, hurried the Outlander away under veil of secrecy and, for reasons unknown, submitted him to a rite untold. This was heresy, for Samur received no consent from the Khanmaker, nor did he receive her counsel. In the Chapel of Purity, the Outlander submitted himself to the Divinity Machine. There, Samus Maker, the Seraphim known to use only as the aid to the Mother God, blessed the Outlander with fierce speed and power to match his will. It was the method by which this transfusion took place that was most uncertain to us, for we were of the knowledge that the Maker device bestowed onto the Argenta so many generations ago was to be used by the priests only to find the impurity among us. How could it be that the device that was meant to cull the Sentinel breed of its contaminants could then be used to purify the Outlander's body and give rise to the one who would lead us into battle henceforth? What rose from the holy coffin on that fateful day was not the impure abomination the Covenant warned us of. The hero within would come to be known only as the Great Slayer, the Time Walker, the warrior Khan whose fire sword would blaze forth a path for the just and cut through the demonic horde with a vengeance that only a God King could summon. He rose unbroken by the ritual, his eyes burning with Maker magic. He took the crucible in his hand, and wraith fire leapt forth from the blade, as only it will when held by a true Sentinel warrior king. In our darkest hour the Slayer had been chosen, defying tradition, our most sacred laws, and the will of the great Khan herself. A stranger to our lands had been blessed with celestial might. Yeah. A lot of people say Doomslayer is busted because of codex entries like this. Really?
I cannot stand by and watch as you put our future at risk. Earth will be destroyed, and the energy will continue to flow. It is your people's survival against mine.
You're a real bitch, you know that? What is that sound? Grav. Grav remains the most powerful hell priest amongst the people of Argent D'nur, frequently visiting his ancient homeworld to lord over the populace. Arrogant and pompous, Grav calls for blood sport in the arena to entertain the fallen citizens of Sentinel Prime. Since the demonic invasion of Earth began, he has operated on the planet's surface along with his fellow hell priests to direct Hell's forces. But after the deaths of Nihilix and Renok, he has fled to the safety of the arena. It was Grav who facilitated the torment and eventually betrayal of the Sentinel commander Valen, taking the keys to the sepulchre of elements and opening the vault of the sleeping wraiths. The ancient creatures were abducted, transported to Hell, and tortured to siphon away their power. He used the heart of Valen's son to animate the icon of sin, a titan still spoken of in legend throughout Argent D'nur. Ah, yes. I'm pretty sure I'm aware of what that's going to be about. Eventually. We gotta beat the game first. We're gonna get legal. What is with all these sounds here? There's some demons that have been captured. Gladiator. Years fall in the end of Golden Age, competing factions of Argent D'nur turn against one another, and insidious influence that beset itself upon the Sentinel people, corrupting its once held sacred traditions. Colosseum, once a place of honorable combat where prisoners of the Argenta were tested for the right to fight in the front lines of the army, has since become a place of blood sport. In violation of the Sentinel law, the priests have encaged a demon there, a merciless executioner used to enact judgment of their own decree. The Gladiator, wielding a cursive shield which entombs the tormented soul of his undying master, remains undefeated in battle, infamous for the many lives it has claimed. Great. So that's a challenge we're about to fight. Got it. Thanks, guys.
You'll make a fine addition to the front line, stranger.
The demons! They are everywhere. Must kill them all!
Dress his wounds and bring him to us. I want to know more about the others he speaks of.
Yes, Your Grace. If Sentinel holy blood is spilled on these grounds, you will lose all sovereignty here.
Shield's eyes flash green. Gladiator's about to attack. Shoot him to stagger him and create an opening. Got it. Shit. was already almost out of rockets. That shield throw there, and it doesn't have like an accurate team figuring out when he's doing it. Well, I guess I can kind of watch the shield as long as I'm paying attention. One more health bar, apparently. Let's just make things a little easier for us now, shall we? Okay, without a shield, Gladiator is more aggressive, has a wider variety of attacks, spins one of his flails, returns attacks back to the player. Yeah. shit. Thank you. Seriously? Alright, whatever. Fuck you. I literally ran out of ammo fighting this guy. How the fuck does that happen? Whatever. I'm gonna smack you across the face with your own weapon. That works. Really?
This stops nothing. Earth will be consumed, regardless of what...
Shut up.
The portal is ready. We should leave immediately.
There we go. Blood Punch upgraded. Glory kills and heavy demons now instantly charge a Blood Punch. Nice, thumbs down, beat the Gladiator in the Coliseum. This should hopefully just take us right back to the ship.
The Khan Maker has overloaded your systems. Vega has no control over...
If you had let the culling continue, the human race you fight to protect would have survived. Now I will resurrect the icon of sin. He will devour Earth and leave your homeworld in ruins. Life on your planet shall never return. And this will be yet another world you brought to extinction. This stronghold will now serve as your prison. With no power, you can do no more harm to our mission, and we may continue the work that must be done.
You frickin' bitch. Ah, there you are. Wow, okay, that ended up being easy because I had the ammo still for the thing.
She didn't know you had the demonic crucible. In the end, the very power source you sought to eradicate from Earth is now what will help you save it.
The mission on Sentinel Prime was a success. The demonic consumption of Earth has been stopped.
Only a Slayer's Crucible blade can stop a Titan. You must get to the Sentinel city of Taras Nabad, to retrieve your crucible before it is too late. Without it, the Titan cannot be stopped.
Setting the portal to Taurus Nabad.
Cool. We're gonna worry about that in a moment because we have upgrades. I didn't really want to take care of it immediately because we were dealing with you know, the next mission there, so eh? How does one get there? Right, we have 5 of them. Why don't we go ahead and access those 2? So I'm not going to worry about the OG Doom Guy armor for the time being. There we go. We'll go that one. Already got that. So it's this one. Thank you. Can I use it now? One more key. Looks like that secret item is going to be a music thing, but how I reach it is not immediately coming to mind. Ah, yeah. You can check out your collection of toys. Right, we already unlocked this armor, which I think is just the 2016 Doom armor, which just gives him more arm coverings, and then this was the way down to the cheat code. Yeah. Yeah, there's a way to fall down, and how you get up to that to begin with. Doesn't look like there's a way in through there. Whatever, let's go ahead and get on to the next mission, because I don't think I'm gonna figure out anytime soon how to get to that thing. Arc Broadcast Log 5. Resistance Network broadcasting live from inside the Arctic Safe Zone. There was a Slayer sighted on Phobos. Eyewitnesses report saying he was spotted inside a command center and then proceeded to fight his way to the mortally challenged and onto the deck of the BFG-10K. This can't be confirmed, but many believe it was the Slayer himself who destroyed Mars in an attempt to stop the challenged from further advancing their position on Earth. We'll post more information as it comes in. This is an Arc Broadcast. Okay. Mission challenges. Man-made wiki, acquire 6 codex entries. Keeping cool, use the ice bomb to freeze 10 demons. And painkiller, perform 3 different glory kills on pain elementals. Nice. I can be your painkiller.
Your crucible is still embedded in the Titan that attacked this Sentinel city. Your first battle against the demons in this world, where the legend of the Slayer began.
Codex entry. The city of Taras Nabad was the crown jewel of Argent D'nur. For centuries it served as the spiritual heart of Argent society, home to both the royal family and the center of political power. No expense was spared in the building of the city, with bold, colonnaded architecture and towering monuments to gods and kings resplendent on every avenue. Rural Argenta flocked to Taras Nabad on a pilgrimage to the Maker temples. The city was ground zero of a massive demonic invasion attempt, and although the invasion was thwarted, the attack changed Argenta's society forever. Fair enough. Give me the battery. Right, should probably be trying to freeze him. That's enough. Would you just let me destroy your fucking arm cannons? Find it. Eat this. Just fucking stop. Seriously? Seriously?
Site of the first recorded demon attack in Argent D'nur. According to the Korax Tower, the city would have been lost had it not been for the arrival of the Slayer.
There we go. BFG Division from Doom 2016. Woo! Ah, looks like I'll need to fall in a hole. Got it. So what I want to do is go this way. Thank you, my friend. Which, actually, I don't think I bothered to level those up while I was back there. Yeah, I got 29 points. Why haven't I bothered? There we go. There. Use the points we got so far to finish upgrading stuff. So that means we just need to get 9 more, and we can fully upgrade everything. Yeah, just making sure there wasn't anything over here. Archville is a super heavy demon that can summon buff demons. Deal enough damage before it finishes summoning. Alter it and cancel the summons. I fired a rocket launcher at close range because I didn't realize that I was running out of ammo. Whatever, I know where he is now. least I would know where he is, because he's apparently gone and disappeared on me. Can everyone just fucking stop? Cool.
All your strength, all that rage, and you couldn't save this world from itself. But this time Earth will be different.
One can only hope. What the hell is this? Rad suit acquired. Oh. Eh. Just gotta break that somehow. Seriously? That is resistant too. Oh, that opens up something. Mastery tokens allow you to bypass active weapon mastery challenges and instantly activate weapon masteries. Cool. Just a second. Oh, never mind. That'll actually lead to that. Whatever.
is written that your hatred for the demons gave the people of Argent D'nur hope, as it does now on Earth.
History of the Sentinels Part 10. With the coming of the Slayer, the Night Sentinels took the campaign deeper into the heartland of the demons than ever before. Mighty Atlantes were brought forth, tearing paths through the hordes of hell alongside the Slayer and his army. The High Priests, under the guidance of the Mother God, had found means to gain entry to the innermost regions of the demon world, and with the Deeg's presence, new gates could be opened. Our war machines were unstoppable, wrought with maker technology, enhanced by the very essence our enemies hurled against us as our armies drove deeper and deeper into the blood-drenched territory of the demons. Countless victories were assured with the power of the Slayer, for with the Alpha Infector out of 4 of our pack, we brought certain doom to our foes. And though our hearts were pure and our purpose righteous, unbeknownst to the fighters of Argenta in our wake, and under the veil of the secrecy of the Mother God, had set a priest to build vast factories upon the heathen's lands that she might gather the essence for further development. How this deception began we would not know, for our forces remained on the hordes of the underworld. Why then would we stoop so low as to consider our Mother God of betraying our covenant? The Calm-Maker did not seem at ease with the unforeseen rise of our Slayer, and the Seraphim who had birthed the Destroyer in secret soon vanished from Urdok, perhaps exiled for his heresy. Our legions rose unfettered under the unquenchable rage of the Doomslayer, and his design led the Calm-Maker to find profit in his endorsement. It soon became known that the Slayer was the Maker's god machine, a holy relic reborn, sent to bring the Maker's words to the wicked and to smite those who would seek to harm all who followed the path to Urdok. With the Slayer unwittingly cleaving a path for her, the Mother God siphoned the essence, processing it beyond our knowledge into the fuel that would come to be known as Argent Energy. The Slayer cared not for polity. He took no interest in the workings of our people, but set his task only on his desire the destruction of the demons in our world. He no longer spoke for reasons unknown, though it was understood he still possessed the ability, offering only guttural hefts of anger as he inflicted pain upon his enemies. For years he marched with the Night Sentinels through the fires of the demon lands, and every return to our homeworld found much changed in Argent D'nur. Should any blame be a portion of the Sentinels, it is this. In our fervor, we were negligent of our people and did not see the rising tide of evil our crusade empowered. We knew only the enemy laid before us and the wealth of the Argenta at our backs, and did not pause to seek the cost and method of this progress. There's energy all the way over there. 'Cause at this point, that's going to be the only way I can figure out how to get that fucking thing done.
We must move. Quickly. There are those who would seek to stop this. I offer you a gift. Take it. It will give you strength. Help you on your journey. And now, they will fear you.
Codex entry right here. Within the infinite conscious matrix of the all-seeing Maker God mind, there exists every potentiality, every predictive variable of possible future timeline, every one known to the Maker Collective with omniscient, inextricable clarity. The God mind surveys these timelines, watching them form and expand exponentially like fractal patterns in the fabric of existence. Among those infinite possibilities, only one constant appears among them, unchanged by the flowing data of endless variability, that of the prophesized destroyer, the one who would bring about the destruction of the Makers. Son of a bitch. Okay, good. The door opened again. Because I really fucking need to beat this one. This is gonna annoy the shit out of me. There. Secret encounter complete, because I was just sick and fucking tired of that bullshit. Really? Wow, that is so fucking hidden. How would anyone even know about that? There. Finally acquired that. Guess there's one hidden behind here. How in the world did anyone ever figure that out? That means there will be a similar one to get to the other one over there. Ha! What? And what the fuck did this one do? Okay. That was weird. There, I got the Cyber Mancubus. Okay, I think I can finally move on. he's right behind there. Shit. I mean, I figured as much, but I still wanted to try it out. Controller battery's low, so I'm gonna have to switch them out soon too. There. There we go. We'll do this. I got the painkiller thing. I wasn't sure if I was close to it or not. Seriously? There. Rare achievement unlocked as well. Breaker of gates. Complete all Slayer gates in a single save slot. Okay, there we go. Now we can finally get the Unmaker, which will probably make the game a lot easier. Damn it. Go. Power-up mode overdrive. just try to rapid fire the super shotgun. That's all that needed to be done, apparently. Scurry up the wall like a rat.
If the Crucible blade is removed, the Titan will rise again.
History of the Sentinels Part 9. Yet, as the Slayer and Night Sentinels battled the demonic host, their failure to act outside the confines of their duty allowed the Rancor of the Essence to grip the Argenta. It was on a mission deep within the boiling seas of another realm where the Order of the Six reside, that a company of Night Sentinels learned of the Con Maker's true dealings with the colorless beasts. By Maker design, it was kept secret from the Sentinels and Argent people alike that the essence we had grown so reliant on during this war was comprised of the very spirit of our brothers and sisters who'd fallen to these vile creatures. The truth had been uncovered that all beings who found their end by the demonic horde would become a vassal of the hellscape, their flesh in time twisted into the very demons we fight, their souls extracted to create the essence that powers their world and ours. The victims were the enemy, and the enemy would become us. The soldiers stood in awe at the base of a factory dedicated to such action, a place where the bodies of the slain were sorted and processed, tortured for the mill, to have their souls extracted through sinister magic, enormous vats of pain and suffering, ethereal energy, the haunting sounds of lost souls awash in an eternity of servitude, transformed into energy to power a struggle against the dark realm and its malice. But worse than this grim reality was the discovery of the machinery which was used to enact the vile process our fallen had been subjected to. For it was not by hoof and claw that this blasphemous technology had come to pass, but by the hand of the Argenta, guided by the Mother God's desires. We had fallen deep within the grasp of the enemy. What we had fought against would not reveal itself to be true, as without continence we could hold no sway over the Argenta populace. Regardless, the honor of the Night Sentinels would have to hold up the verity of these claims, and the Mother God could be our divinity no more. In secret corridors and clandestine conference, the Night Sentinels who would find those amongst them who similarly distrusted the essence and had foretold the swelling corruption. Once the truth could be shared, the skeptics became members of the Sentinel insurrection, and the breach between holy and unholy Argenta began to grow. There's at least 3 more, and I'm going to find them here. Thank you, my friend. There we go, Marauder. Okay, not sure how exactly that happened. Oh. Yeah, there you go, just break off the blade. Hopefully that keeps it in
Your
suspended
vault should
animation
contain
forever.
what you need.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Rocket launcher was the only thing to use it for that. Looks like there's only going to be one more great combat scenario. If I've already gotten 9 out of 10.
The world of Argent D'nur has fallen. Divided, the demonic energy flows now to the south, and the society you once knew has been replaced by a corrupted world under Maker rule. It did not need to end this way.
Crap. Here we go. Tanky. What? While an invisible Pinky is also attacking me. Okay, well that works. I should just need to be able to fall down and grab the codex and the crystal. Okay. Truth cannot be denied. The unholy spires raised in the barren lands functioned by blessing of Maker machinery. The Khan had betrayed Argent D'nur and had made concert with the demons to harvest their essence and return granting them access to all the worlds under her influence. A symbiotic relationship had formed and darkness out had been balanced by a light, for where there was heaven, so there would be a hell. The followers would be granted passage to Urdok, and the sinners would fall into the fiery pits of the Dark Realm. This word would be spread from all the cultures in all worlds and in all places. We were not without blame, for it was our people, the priests and sentinel engineers, who laid the work in place. Argenta slaves had built the dark factories, and our own ancient wraith energy helped purify Hell's elixir into the miracle fuel that now powered the Maker's world and our own. The Night Sentinels spoke of the evil brought by the essence and carried their word to all who would listen. We had helped to create this new dichotomy, and so it must be for the Argenta to stop the spread of this pestilence, this new phase of existence, the dark and the light. If not for us, then for the innocent whose worlds have yet to fall under the spell of the Maker God and her unseen allies in the Hell Dimension. Even when the Night Sentinels returned from the demonic realm with tales of slave factories that damned the souls of the innocent, the indoctrinated masses of Argent D'nur took no quarrel with the Makers. They were indebted to the demon essence, the ministers deliberating, but finding no basis for change. The messengers were cast down for daring to speak out against those who have gifted us so much, our gods. The Makers, in their infinite wisdom, would see fit that the faithful continue life anew in Urdok. They feared the wrath of the Mother God. A lifetime of servitude would not be undone by this insurrection. This was simply another trial, a test of faith to identify those that were truly worthy to experience life eternal in Urdok. The Argenta would not waver in their resolve. The Night Sentinels prepared for war once again. Now this battle meant drawing the blood of their own brothers. Our army had seen the work of the demons firsthand and knew it was evil. They had returned to the way of the wraiths, and though their armament was diminished without the essence, it remained pure and righteous. A division amongst the Argenta had occurred, one side standing in opposition to the doctrine of the Makers, the other locked in belief. The Ascended Empire was comprised of the faithful and misled, wielding the desecrated energies of hell, the power of the Makers, and the marauders who had sided with the Khan. The Night Sentinels were bolstered by the free people of Argenta and the mightiest of all killers, the Slayer himself. Plans and tactics were drawn. The Sentinels would close the Argent energy factories in Necrovol, that which fed the world of Urdok directly with its supply of fresh essence. They would stop the flow. The slumbering wraiths would wake from their sleep and give Argent D'nur courage. There we go. Achievement unlocked, King of the Crystals. Fully upgrade health, armor, or ammo in a single slave slot. And I just need 2 more crystals to complete the set. Okay. Crap. Press the button. Oh, there's nothing in there. Let's go to the Codex entry first. For years, the Civil War raged and took its toll on the soldiers as their armor lay stained with the blood of their brothers in a cursed battlefield. Finally, an opportunity to end the war has been discovered by the Order Deeg and the Knight Sentinels. With the Slayer at the head of their army, they gathered to traverse through the gate. And sundered Necroval, the city of the dead. The Order of the Deeg, the High Priests who had pledged their allegiance long ago to the Knight Sentinels, worked in service of our mission. Those holy priests who had served the Argenta since time immemorial assured us that the way was clear. A plan was set to march into the accursed walls of Necroval and smite the factory, cutting off the flow of essence to Urdok and denying the Khan maker of her prize. What? Okay, also, fuck you, AI bot, now that I noticed that you're in the fucking chat while I'm trying to read the Codex entry and just being confused.
He just took his paw and went in my side. I'm like, what the fuck
He literally poked you? Fucking hell, I don't know how to type, apparently. Anyways, I'm trying to finish up the level because I think I'm almost done. But, anyways, I was trying to read. Our forces took spear in hand and advanced. It is there that the venom of treachery struck. Upon entry through the hell portal, the Knight Sentinels were scattered to the winds of unplanned chaos. Our warriors were separated, our ranks split as the gates twisted and hurled them across the unholy realm. Some of our warriors appeared near to the gates they had walked before, but found that the vile priests had barred the way back. Then the trap was sprung, and each lone Argenta found himself set upon by bloodthirsty multitudes of demonic beasts. Let it be known that it was not the priests alone who failed the northern armies, but one of the Sentinels' own. Hell fought and found his weakness and exploited it to the demise of the Argent D'nur. If not for the betrayer's stroke of madness, the Wraith's powers would still be our own, and the Sentinel flag would still rise above Argent D'nur to this day. Charge it up. We gotta let the chandelier fall onto it, but we have to get up to it in order to punch it. You know, because that's how you take care of chandeliers. You punch them. Yeah, okay. We should be able to get to that. Maybe. Fuck. Just take me down and another fucking ad sword. Hi, my friend. Okay, how does one get through? And there we go. That is the final history of the Sentinels. Scattered in hell, abandoned by their clergy and reinforcements, the Sentinels proved their worth in what would be their final war with the forces of all evil. Unrelenting power in the face of certain death, the Sentinels crushed hundreds of demons and skewered titans. When their Atlands held no more fuel, the Sentinels took to the ground and fought the swarms on land. All of hell knew of the betrayal, for it was without question the makers and the priests who had sowed the seeds of deceit long before the brave warriors passed through the gates. What hell saw that day was the beaten heart of the free people of Argent D'nur. They did not flinch in the face of their own certain death. They died as they lived, with sword and shield in hand. Urdok too low a place to house such giants. Theirs would be the fate of warrior gods remembered for all time. Lord Sash, the stalwart banner sergeant, was found with his war standard pierced through the throat of a great beast, his body surrounded by the corpses of enemies. Rohan the mighty, the light faded from his eyes, had eviscerated such a multitude that their entrails clung to the black rocks like vines. Gore, relentless until the end, had broken his blade on the backs of his foes, and by the time he fell, he had slain another 2 with his hands alone. The priests believed the Sentinels all slain, but we are Argenta, born to overcome. Rumors deemed heretical by the Order Deeg, persistent claim that the Slayer himself still rages in the unholy realm. None who live can know, for the future of Argent D'nur has been bent and twisted by the perverted vision of the Essence Drinkers. Never again will the light of the wraiths illuminate our world. All is fallen. If the Slayer does live, let him carry our vengeance forward. If he persists, let him wreak violence on those who have wronged us. May the blood of his sword never dry, may his war never end until the guilty have been punished, and may this evil never again spread its shadow over another world. Alright, time to go ahead and make this an actual sword again.
I'm sure you'll want to try out your weapon first before we leave.
Crucible's melee weapon of extraordinary power. Press right to unsheath and press right trigger to cleave demons. Each demon costs 1 pip. Replenish the Crucible's energy with Crucible pickups found in the world. Shut up, Pinky. Why am I stuck? Seriously? Yeah, there was still plenty of things I didn't find, so. But I did manage to do the challenges, so I got that covered. Alright, we're gonna save and exit because 1, it's almost 8 o'clock, 2, it's dinner time, and 3, I want to go back to that level. I can probably do that on my own, so that way I'm not trying to do it on stream. So either way, though, I think I'm almost done with the main game at least. So should be finishing up with that soon enough. Guess we might have unlocked more stuff. Alright, anyways, though. Just calling it for tonight. This game is still freaking difficult as all hell, at least for me. I don't understand why, but we'll hopefully finish this up soon enough, because it has been a long time coming for the games to be finished, so... Plus, you know, freaking Doom the Dark Ages has been out long enough that they've got their DLC too. So, I want to get to that eventually. So if you guys have enjoyed, be sure to do your usual accolades, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitch if you haven't already, hit like this, like that, can make that much of a difference to me. So thank you all so much for watching, I'll see you next time. Peace out, Spartans.